The question of whether U.S. hegemony is ending represents one of the most significant geopolitical debates of our time. The evidence suggests we're witnessing a transition from the unipolar moment that followed the Cold War to a more complex, multipolar world order. Signs of relative U.S. decline. The most compelling indicator is the rise of other major powers, particularly China, whose economy has grown to roughly 70% of U.S. GDP and continues expanding. Russia, despite its economic limitations, has demonstrated its willingness to challenge U.S.-led institutions through military action. Regional powers like India, Brazil, and Turkey increasingly pursue independent foreign policies rather than automatically aligning with Washington. Economically, the U.S. share of global GDP has declined from about 40% in 1960 to around 25% today, while new institutions like the BRICS bloc and China's Belt and Road Initiative offer alternatives to Western-dominated systems. The increasing use of non-dollar currencies in international trade, though still limited, suggests some erosion of dollar dominance. Enduring U.S. advantages. However, American hegemony rests on multiple pillars that remain largely intact. The U.S. military maintains overwhelming technological superiority and global reach through its network of bases and alliances. The dollar's role as the dominant reserve currency provides enormous structural advantages. American universities, tech companies, and cultural exports continue to shape global norms and preferences. Perhaps most importantly, the U.S. alliance system, NATO, partnerships with Japan, South Korea, Australia, and others, gives it a coalition advantage that rivals lack. China and Russia have partnerships but not the deep, institutionalized alliances that amplify American power. A nuanced transition. Rather than a simple decline, we're likely seeing American hegemony evolve. The U.S. remains the world's most powerful single actor, but its ability to unilaterally shape outcomes has diminished. Other powers can now effectively resist American preferences in their regions and sometimes globally. This emerging system might be better described as multipolar with American primacy, a world where the U.S. remains first among several great powers rather than a true hegemon. The ultimate trajectory will depend on factors like technological innovation, alliance management, domestic governance, and how effectively rising powers can coordinate their challenges to the existing order. The transition appears gradual rather than sudden, suggesting we're in for a prolonged period of great power competition rather than a clear-cut end to American influence.